do the scientists have a name for the creatures? Do they call them anything? Because we only know the creatures from the Upside Down. We only know, the Upside Down. We only call it that. And we only use the name Demogorgon. All of that comes from D&D. All that comes from the kids. And that's how we, the audience, knows everything. We call it those things. So I was thinking about it, and I could not remember a single time that I remember the scientists ever saying a different name.
I don't either. Especially not in season 1, for sure.
Yeah, no.
I don't think it happens in season 1 at all. But I can, let me see. I can remember.
Or the mind flare, too. That comes from D&D.
Yep. Oh, you know what? There is one difference I could think of in season 1, and that is the Upside Down, because Dustin calls it the Shadow of Veils from the book. And then they, so there is a little bit of difference there, but I don't know, Upside Down may be in D&D too, but that was just a nickname.
Well, that's when they flip the board over and they're in the Upside Down, right?
Yep, he's going through the guide and he finds the Shadow of Veils, and it's the same thing as the Upside Down. They flip the board over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact for you, that scene, the D&D opening scene, that's the very first scene that they all filmed. The Duffer Brothers were nervous about the kids' chemistry. I'm gonna say they nailed it. Like right out of the gate, they nailed that. But yeah, that's crazy to me that was the very first scene that they did.
Like bonding, their little bonding scene. I love that. And that Mike mentions to his mom, they were playing for 10 hours. Just brings you back to when like pre-video games and these like worlds that were created in video games. This is what the kids were doing. Like maybe the nerdy kids. Yeah. I'll grant you that. But that you could play a game like that with your friends for 10 hours straight. How fun. I wish I had played D&D and I've never played it. But it sounds so fun.
Hey, we can get a D&D group together. Why don't we do that?
Yeah. Somebody needs to teach me how to play. I love the callbacks to folklore and mythology. Obviously, I'm super into that stuff. If you listen to Practically Magic or, any of my other stuff, you know that that's like a huge thing for me. So in Celtic folklore, there being a lot of references to the Anuvan or the other world, which is in that realm, in that folklore, you can literally be walking in the forest, walking anywhere, even like arrive on an island from a boat. And without even knowing it, you can step into another world where time and space is different. And so when I first saw this show, probably way back in 2016, when I first saw it, that was what came to my mind, was the Upside Down being a place that somehow exists in the same place as the present world we understand, but it's just not quite there.
Yeah. And no spoilers, but they do dive into that thought later on in later seasons. So it does kind of play into it. I love that aspect.
With your mind too, because you're like, wait, so how is this existing in the same reality? And yet, like, so when the creature took Will, where did it come from, and then where did it go, and how does it exist in the real world and also in the Upside Down without going through? Where's the portal? Where's the It just makes you question everything.
It does. Yeah, I like that aspect. What about the D&D game? Did you see that had real life, relations to one another that could creep into the demon world? The Demogorgon, is that a real thing? Like, what is that? What are the demons that they did encounter? Are there real life, alternatives to that? So I want to hear some of that from your perspective.
Well, I mean, to that point, in the rewatch, it's so interesting to go back and rewatch it now that you've seen like all the way up to, like I said, we watched season 5, episode 1. Like we're way beyond all of this. So to go back and do episode 1 of season 1 and watch Will, tiny little baby Will,
I know,
with his cute little eyes and his cute little bowl haircut. It's so cute. They're facing the Demogorgon, right? In that game that you talked about. And and it's Will who has to roll the dice, and either he has to do a 13 or more if he's going to fireball it, or he could have cast a protection spell. But he rolls the dice, they lose it, and then the last thing he says to Mike before he bikes away, and then of course he's going to be disappeared after that. But he says, I rolled a 7, the Demogorgon got me. And man, rewatching it now, knowing everything that happens, it was just like, oh my gosh, they just like told the whole story right there in the first scene.
They did.
Incredible.
They really did.